get mind controlled, and they just blow up the entire Zerg army. So Zerg is out of units, but the tanks, the mind controlled tanks, are going to be able to finish this off until they're unmind controlled, and then that was an incredibly even exchange from these two players. They both lost about the same amount of food. It's 94 to 140, which was very close to what it was before, and 3 extra hatcheries going down here in the main with the hive tech. No greater spire, but we do have an Ultralisk cavern, and apparently there is a Thor drop here on this hatchery. Thors do have the highest single target DPS in the game, burrowing and then throwing down the infested Terrans. So interesting choice. I would have just left the Thor to kill it and not wasted the energy, but those infested Terran are coming out, and it looks like Kangwook will just be using those to kill the Thor as soon as it is unmind controlled. And there is an empty medevac, a lonely medevac sitting back here, and a lot of infestors. Good lord, that is 13 infestors. There are a total of 22 infestors on the field right now. So I think he's going for the mass infestor build, not something you see every day, but he will have plenty for fungal growths and for mind controls. He could probably individually mind control these Marines. Yeah, he has enough to individually mind control those Marines. So that's pretty ridiculous, I would say so. And he can spawn quite a few infested Terran right now. This is just ridiculous. There are so many infested Terran, and those infestors don't care. They have enough energy to spawn just fields and fields of infested Terran, and Kangwook has the money for this. He's sitting at about 5,000, on his way to 6,000. So he just needs to be getting Ultralisks, as those are a money sink. 5 on the way right now with the chitinous plating, or chitinous, or I don't know how to pronounce that. Chitinous plating, that's what I would think. But there are still 22 infestors on the field. Yeah, 22. None of them died. They all survived that. 22 infestors, soon to be 5 Ultralisks. He's moving in for a small infested Terran push. Only 22 units, but just spawning so many. Oh, good lord. So many infested Terran. This planetary fortress has never seen anything like this. Fungal growth in the SCV is a great move. This is such an interesting game. Look at all these infested Terran. This is just ridiculous. He is just winning by numbers the way the Zerg is supposed to play. This is hilarious play from Kangwook. He has taken the entire map. Literally half the map is covered in creep, as you guys can see, and the infested Terrans are moving into their death, but they're going to die anyway, so they might as well do any damage they can. If you guys didn't know, at the end of their life, the infested Terrans do kill themselves. We might be able to see it. Yep, they shoot themselves in the head. It's hard to see, but they do shoot themselves in the face. That is how they end their lives as soon as they are out of time on this Metalopolis planet. Almost just completely mined out this main right now. So Kangwook needs to be transferring these drones over here. This one isn't saturated at all. There is a small battle over here. The infested Terran are hiding, and they're spawning infested Terrans as fast as their little mouths can. But he's still losing a lot of infestors to these these normal Terran Marines. And after just setting up shop right here, these Ultralisks could move in from the back and do a lot of damage. Just waiting for the infested Terran time to run out. Oh, and taking so much damage with the infestors. Only able to spawn 2 infested Terran, and these are going to try to run up there for some reason. But not doing anything with these overseers. I really like that mass contaminate idea. There's one lonely tank who refuses to work right there. And after is taking his expansion again. Kangwook was able to kill it, but somehow Kangwook has not managed to move in for the win quite yet. He has almost 10,000 minerals, 1,600 gas, so he can, as long as he has plenty of larvae. What is Kangwook doing? He has plenty of money and plenty of larvae, plenty of supplies, so I don't know. Ha, there it is. There is the mass contaminate on all these buildings, stopping production of nothing in the base, so not very useful, but a flying command center. or a flying orbital command making its way over to this expansion. I would like to see Kangwook burrow a Zergling right here to prevent him from landing that. And it looks like Kangwook just has some spider sense, knows that there's a lot near here, and my StarCraft almost crashes, but not quite. Kangwook is completely maxed right now. He has nothing else he could get. He might even suicide in some drones. A lot of Ultralisks and Banelings here. They could do a hell of a lot of damage, but he's just going to transfer these drones over to this gold expansion. Expansion. And my computer is dying for some reason. I don't know why it's not overheating, but it is dying right now. So, but this is still going to be a very difficult place for Kangwook to break. There are a lot of siege tanks, but he's just down on the food count. After only has 120 food versus Kangwook's maxed army, and I think we're going to see a death drop, a doom drop of Banelings, because this is a lot of Banelings. I don't know if we can see the Banelings in the Overlords. We can. There are 73 Banelings on the field, and I think most of them are in these Overlords. Yeah, there are, how many is that? 16, 20 Overlords, each with 4 Banelings, so that's 80 Banelings. I guess there's something else, or there's some Overlords here that don't have anything. Yeah, 2 that don't have anything, so all the Banelings except for 1 are sitting in these Overlords. And this is just going to be a ridiculous death drop, hopefully onto these tanks. The Ultralisks are moving in way too early. They are impatient. They're not going to wait for these Banelings, but this is a good place to use an idea, which you bring an Overseer in, you drop a Changeling, and here goes the death drop of all the Banelings moving in right now, blowing up all these unsieged siege tanks. He doesn't want any splash damage on himself, but a few siege tanks survived. He needs to go death drop those, and finally manages to take out all these units, but these Overlords are dying. Wasted a lot of Banelings trying to do that drop. Didn't really work out like he planned, but of course he has so much money that he can pump out 13 Ultralisks. I don't know if you guys can read it, but it does say 13 next to that picture of an Ultralisk, so this is just getting ridiculous. This is an insane amount of stuff, and Kangwook is just pooping creep all over the place. This is so ridiculous. I need to take another sip of grape juice. Why did I say orange juice? Yummy, yummy. And here are the Ultralisks popping out. 14 Ultralisks just spawned there. 12 on the field, 2 more on the way. And you can basically win with these Ultralisks as long as they can get up close and fight the Terran army just up close. He doesn't care about these Overlords anymore. He doesn't really need them. He has 32 Overlords on the field, so I think that'll be enough to allow him. There's one Viking here trying to poke away at these Overlords, but they're not doing much. Small attack going down here with Aftra's Hellions, but Kangwook doesn't care about that. He has so many Ultralisks, he can just move in. He can A-move now and win the game. He just managed to out-macro the Terran player, and there's no planetary fortress there. And Kangwook is just building hatcheries to spread creep. This is a hilarious idea. He has the money and he has the drones. He's just building hatcheries to spread creep. 10 hatcheries on the way. So that is just hilarious play. Greater Spire on the way too for some reason. Chopping up all these SCVs and this orbital command. I think this should be GG right about now, but maybe After will be a little bad-mannered and fly his buildings away, as a lot of Terran players will do. But managed to force a cancel on a lot of these. Oh, he built Ultralisk caverns there. That is an interesting idea. If you guys didn't know this, hatcheries actually spawn a very small amount of creep under them while they're being made, so you can, if you have really fast fingers, you can cancel them and build an Ultralisk cavern or something of the sort, like an evolution chamber, right on top of them. Or if you have really fast fingers, you can have a queen throw down a creep tumor underneath them, and you only lose about, I think it's like 75, 80 minerals with that, but you can get a creep tumor anywhere on the map, even if your creep hasn't spread there yet. And just adding insult to injury, Kangwook is moving in, contaminating all these buildings. I don't know why there's no GG yet. I think after is just going to be a little bit bad-mannered. You can see that, oh wow, quite impressive. Kangwook was able to maintain 188 average APM over a 33-minute game so far. So that is a lot of mouse clicks and a lot of buttons, but still no GG. Looks like Afja finally managed to GG, and there is the game. That was a win for Kangwook. I don't know whose team he was on. I'll post that in the comments. But subscribe if you haven't already. Check the CSL cast out on January 7th. Fridays, Saturdays. Check it out, tinyurl.com/CSLcast. And I will see you guys later.